besties, welcome back to the Business Besties Club podcast, your go-to space for real, unfiltered conversations about business, marketing and entrepreneurship. Today's episode is a little bit different because I'm joined by not one, but two guests. I'm joined by Jayde and Joel, the founders of Jayde Elise Events, a luxury events company known for delivering incredible weddings, milestone celebrations and high-end experiences for some very high-profile clients. But what I love about their story is how it all started. Jayde's journey into the events world didn't begin in a traditional way. While working as a nanny, she began helping families organise children's parties, which led to creating princess character experiences and themed celebrations. What started as a small side venture quickly grew through word of mouth and over time evolved into the luxury events business they run today. And Joel's journey has been just as varied, from McDonald to engineering to finance, before joining the business full-time last year. So, in today's episode, we're talking about building a business from the ground up, evolving into a high-end brand, working as a couple, and what it really takes behind the scenes to deliver at that level. Besties, please welcome Jayde and Joel. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the Business Besties Club.
You're welcome.
Amazing to have you here.
Excited to be here, aren't we?
Yes.
Fabulous. Well, we've got lots to get through, so we're going to go straight into it if that's okay. Starting with you, Jayde, if you don't mind. So I was going to ask you to take us back to when you were working as a nanny.
Yes.
How on earth did you first start getting involved in organising parties?
I was working as a nanny, and the families that I worked for would be like, hey, my daughter's turning 5. How do you feel about helping us find a cake or find a balloon supplier? And I just always had the answers. Like, I don't know how, but I did. And we would put together an event and it would be really good. Every
You
time.
sound surprised.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it, I think. I don't know. Back then it was all just very new to me.
Yeah.
But I must have been quite good at it, because then the parents would be like, oh, well, my wife's turning 40 soon. Like, would you help me with that? Like, you did such a good job with the kids' party. And just really organically from there, I suppose.
That's amazing. So it kind of started out as general jobs and helping them find kind of suppliers for things.
Exactly, yeah.
And then ultimately then planning the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much,
Amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you kind of undercooked yourself a little bit.
Do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because, well, you had your 21st birthday. Was your 21st?
Yeah, so really, yeah.
And that's what really kicked off because it was a case of you really, from a side hustle perspective,
Yeah.
like doing the stuff for the families you worked for was just natural.
Yeah.
Because it is natural.
Yeah.
You're there supporting the family anyway.
Absolutely, you'll do what they ask. I
Yeah,
suppose.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it wasn't really, I don't think personally, until Jayde had a 21st birthday,
Yeah.
and it was a Disney themed.
Of course.
Of course.
Party, yeah. And I mean, people went. They went all out. They
Yeah.
spent some, it wasn't £40 Amazon
Yeah.
cheap costumes.
No,
There were people
were having like costumes made, having them imported. Yeah, it was. Everyone took it very seriously.
It was an event.
It was,
Okay.
it was a great party.
Yeah,
it
it
really
was, yeah.
And then I think off the back of that, we ended up, because Jayde's one of 7, but one of 3 from her mum and dad's relationship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, all girls.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And because of that, within our house alone, there was 4 or 5 costumes.
Yeah.
Of decent quality.
Yeah.
And I think you looked at it, didn't you? You thought, well, we've got these
Invested,
costumes.
yeah.
They're decent
Yeah,
money's worth
yeah.
for costumes, good quality. Why don't we
Make a little business
do a
out
little
of
bit of a
this?
side
Yeah.
hustle?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that kind of naturally started, again, just for the families that I nannied for, like, hey, Isabel's turning 5. Do you want Cinderella to come and sing happy birthday?
Because you had the costumes
Of
ready, so why
course,
not
yeah.
try and utilise them?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you'd spent quite a bit of money, I suppose, having them
Yeah.
made, or they were really professional. That's incredible.
Exactly. So we started doing that, and I come from such a dance and performing background that all my friends do as well. So before we knew it, it just kind of exploded. I do believe we were maybe the 2nd or 3rd company in the country to start the whole princess visits.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, we're going back.
We're going years, yeah.
I'm 34, so yeah, it's been a while. But so it really, really took off, quicker than we ever could have expected.
Anticipated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were out the house 9 till 6 Saturday and Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
Back to back princess visits. Yeah.
Wow.
Singing all day.
Singing as well. So
Yeah.
So going back, so obviously you'd started off, you were a nanny, obviously parents asking you lots of questions, you know, can you help me source this and that and whatever, which is amazing. That's how it sort of developed.
Yeah.
So what about that particular experience then made you think, well, I really enjoy it and actually, you know, this could be a business? I guess around the same time as your birthday party, it all kind of came together.
Yeah, it was, again, just natural from being involved with the children's parties. So someone might message me and say, oh, can you provide Cinderella? And then they'd say, oh, do you know anyone who can do a cake? Do you know anyone do you know a venue? Do you know a DJ? And I slowly just started to like build this little network. And it was never my intention, I'll be honest.
Really?
Like, there was nothing intentional about it. Complete accident,
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So at that stage, did you see it as just something on the side? Or, you know, sometimes, you know, you say it wasn't intentional, so you didn't actually have a plan that it was going to become, you know, what you do for a living or your business.
Yeah.
So did you ever start to think it could become more? Or was it just always going to be something that you did for the families or for, you know?
It was very much... I was still a nanny at that time, and that was my, you know, how I paid the bills.
Yeah.
It was very much like, this pays for nice holidays and a handbag kind of thing.
Extras, yeah.
No, I definitely never saw it as a career at that point.
My goodness. And Joel, when did you first start getting involved and what did those early days look like?
Didn't have
Right at the beginning.
Didn't have a choice.
No, it wasn't so much I didn't have a choice. I think it was, I'd argue, really, I got involved with the character visits.
Okay.
I really started getting involved.
Yeah, we needed help.
Yeah.
Logistically, they needed help.
Someone to drive you around, like driving around dressed as Elsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not just going to be able to get in your car and drive.
I've seen Rapunzel put fuel in the car a few times. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And things like chaperoning, like getting, speaking to the client, walking, obviously, wherever it might
Sorting
be.
out the payment.
And it started... Predominantly, we were doing visits in village halls, people's homes.
Yeah.
It was very, say, small. They were small. They were small.
Oh, we've toured every working men's club in a 30-mile radius, I would say, at least.
Ultimately, that's where I was first involved. Again, for me, I wasn't getting paid. Like, she didn't give me any money for it. Like,
No.
I just did it.
Well, you're making enough then, though, to be able to pay, or you know, that's difficult then, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, I feel like at first we were just probably making ends meet with it, or with paying the staff and the travel and everything, and then slowly, it built into something a lot bigger. But maybe he doesn't want me to share this bit, but you used to be like Prince Charming.
Yeah, did you?
Spider-Man.
I was going to say, did you get involved in actually dressing up and being, because it's not just, I mean, obviously princesses are huge, but again, for the boys maybe, they might want something different, so that's amazing.
I mean, it was fun. I mean, we were real.
We
late
were
teens,
young,
early
yeah.
20s, like, you didn't really care anyway.
Of course not.
No, it was good fun.
It was good fun. You'd get quips from parents, like they'd stick the boot in or make a comment. You know what people are like.
Yeah.
You just you got on with it, and it was good. It was fun. It was a fun time, and like Jayde
exhausting.
said,
Like I can't imagine doing it at this age because I was so exhausted at 21.
Yeah.
Like it was hard
Well, if it's
work.
taking up your whole weekend as well, so if you're working during the week and your weekends are then like literally back to back on Saturday and Sunday, you've got no downtime, have you, at all?
Yeah, it was hard work. But yeah, like it was a great business for.
Well, for us, considering we're earning wages.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly, like you say,
doing
money
it.
on the
And
side.
all our mates. Like,
And with all your mates.
we're just with our friends like all day, every day. And I have some of the best memories. Christmas Eve with my friends, singing in the car on our 17th home visit of the day or whatever it might be.
Goodness.
Yeah. Hard work, but some of the best memories.
Exactly, and the foundations really to what kind of what you've gone on to do, which is you have to start somewhere.
Yes,
and it sounds like it was a great place to start.
I think going back to that, it was organic.
Yeah.
And it's probably the if we had started out, and I say we, it's more at this point it's 99% Jayde. I'm the 1%. But I think if we'd have started out with this is what we're going to do.
Or studied for
where
it.
we currently are now.
Yeah.
Do I think we would have got there? I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah. actually much better to start, and just see how it develops, and like you say, completely organically.
Yeah.
So how did it look? What did it look like in terms of how you got your clients, or how people kind of booked you? Was it predominantly word of mouth and people just recommending you?
Yes.
Solely.
Yeah.
So only that, really?
And it still has. We're still there now.
Until we launched the website in January.
Yeah, brand new.
Before that, for 12 years, we've operated on word of mouth.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
Yeah.
What a testament, though, to the work that you've put in and obviously the
Yeah.
outputs of that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
For Jayde especially, 100%.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I
we've
forget
got-
that sometimes.
yeah,
It's been a long time.
Yeah. But it's really nice. I often think sometimes when you do sit and actually start to talk about the business and people ask you lots of questions about it, you don't realise how far you've come or how much you've achieved until you get the chance to sit down and
100%.
reflect.
Yeah,
I think
no, you're right.
Like you said, you don't self-reflect. I don't think.
No, you're
people
always looking for the next thing.
Yeah.
So you don't very often.
sit back and go, whoa, actually, look what we
did.
have.
Yeah, and look and how it all started. Actually, in, like you say, such an organic way, with never the intention of building a company like you've got now. It's amazing to look back on, and amazing for people to hear about.
Yeah.
So when did things start to feel like they were gaining real momentum? So obviously you're still working as a nanny. Obviously, Joel, I'm sure you're working full time as well. This is the weekends. Is there a moment where there's a shift for you?
I can't think of like a particular moment. I just know there was a time when we had to have a conversation like, it's time to go like all
Can
in.
we do this anymore?
Yeah.
Like at the weekend?
Yeah.
I personally, in the lead up to before COVID, like you were motoring. Like you had a lot of events on. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And there were conversations at that point. It was
Yes.
like, right, okay, how does this look? Looking forward.
Yeah, before COVID, my business went wild.
Really?
Like, yeah, it was. I was so happy. It was everything that I ever wanted, and I just got on this crazy trajectory of getting clients that I could have only ever dreamed of, and then as it did for everyone, it just went to shit.
Yeah. Honestly, every single person that sat with me here has talked about COVID having such an awful impact on them and their business and everything. So I totally get it.
It's just such a blocker, isn't it?
Such a blocker, especially when you're at that moment and you say you're starting to work with people that you only ever dreamed of working with, and it puts a stop on everything. So what happened then?
I really thought during COVID, is it ever going to get better in our industry? And you even hear of now, even maybe 12 months ago, you'll speak to a venue and they're like, oh yeah, we still get the occasional person that will be like, oh, you've still held a deposit for us from 2020.
Oh my God.
There's just such a crazy backlog, and I think the venues really suffered.
Yeah.
Everyone suffered.
I mean, the reality is everybody suffered. Most industries suffered severely.
Of course.
Apart from anybody that was doing anything via Teams or Zoom or anything
Or
like
toilet
that.
roll
So-
companies.
Toilet roll
Toilet roll,
companies,
yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
They did
Amazon,
great.
flourished.
Hand sanitizer.
And that was a setback. It
Oh,
was.
of course,
And the reality is, especially with what Jayde was doing, I think they're parties. They are gathering of over 30 people.
Yeah.
So even when there was a partial opening,
People were still very reluctant to
course,
do anything, weren't they? Yeah.
we did events.
Yeah.
That we didn't attend, but we went and set up for 6 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
You
Can't imagine that now, can you?
So we set up for 6 people to have a party in their back garden in quite a large marquee for 6 people. But then we would leave.
And if they wanted more than 6 people, that's up to them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
You guys carry on.
And I think from that, I don't think you ever looked at doing anything different at that point, though, did you?
I didn't look at doing
managed.
anything different, but I just thought, how are we going to move forward?
Yeah. Is this ever going to come back, I guess?
Yeah, and I do think it took probably a good 2 years, which is a long time.
It's a long
It didn't
time.
feel it at the time because it was just you take each day as it comes, but yeah, at least 2 years to get back to anything near where I was before.
Wow. And when you during COVID, had you given up nannying by that point? You were full in on the
Yeah,
business.
oh yeah,
my goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was a long
yeah. I was well into it just being.
Oh, that was your song.
Yeah, it was.
And it had been for. I'd probably. When was the last time you nannied?
Oh gosh, I was maybe 23,
No,
24.
25, I think.
Maybe,
around
yeah.
25. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, 6.
Yeah.
Good job, you're good at
So,
maths.
yeah, 2017, 18.
Amazing, yeah. So obviously you'd gone all in, then COVID hit, and it's disaster, absolutely, and just so difficult to know what's going to happen next. So after that, I mean, obviously the question was going to be what were some of the biggest challenges in those early years? Obviously COVID being one of them. And aside from that, kind of when you came out of COVID, you say it took around 2 years or so to actually build things back up. I mean, obviously aside from people still being reluctant to having parties or whatever else, were there any other challenges that you felt you faced?
The spending had changed.
Really?
Yeah, like what people wanted to invest in an event.
Yeah.
People were just seeing that they wanted to spend their money elsewhere because it's still not guaranteed. We all had it in our heads. I mean, I don't now, but I think back then we would all be like, even if you booked a holiday, you'd be like, it could get cancelled.
Yeah.
So who's putting a 10 grand deposit down on something?
On a party or an event.
You're just not.
Yeah.
So it took a little while for people's mindset to change and get that trust back, really.
I also think that I'd argue this is probably where us having only business via word of mouth is detrimental.
Of course, yeah.
Because everything stops.
Yeah.
We don't do any, or Jayde
We're not we're not seeing anyone.
Jayde does nothing for 8 months. There's no social media to post.
Yeah.
There's no events that are happening that are people discussing.
Yeah.
Like there's no organic conversations that one client might have with a potential client where it's, well, Jayde did this, you should, those things don't happen
It just stopped,
because they're not happening.
Yeah.
And it takes, I'd never be the one, there's people that were far more affected during COVID.
Yeah.
So this is very much a first world problem. But it just took time.
Yeah.
It just took time to start doing events again. Like Jayde said, people, their value of what they wanted to get out of their money
Had changed.
Yeah.
And it just meant that it was, we didn't build from the start. Obviously, we had a great footing.
Yeah.
A great foundation to build on already. But it just meant, right, okay, reset.
We've got to go. You've got to go back. You've got to put the work in though to those people to say, and almost encourage that again, haven't you? Like you say, that's fantastic that you were able to start off and it was all word of mouth, and that continued even after a 2-year more than break of people not spending or having events or whatever.
Yeah, I also think something that I've never really even spoke with you about before was during COVID, a lot of people set up event businesses. They did.
Did they?
Yeah, like decor. People are out of their job and thinking,
what can I do?
I love being at home.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. Like
I'm going
to become a florist, I'm going to become a balloon artist. Like some of those businesses, they have stood the test of time, but a lot of them didn't. No.
Gosh, yes, so that's a completely different thing to have to face as well. The fact that you're not earning, but then actually also there's a million and one other people that have decided they also want to be in that space.
Yes,
and they think they can do that. I mean, I didn't even
Yeah, it's something I haven't really spoke about before, have I?
Right.
But it affected our industry massively. Yeah.
So much more competition potentially coming on
of course,
board that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
But like you say, again, only I suppose a small percentage are going to stand the test of time when they realise that it's a difficult job and it's not it's hard work. You're working probably really unorthodox hours in terms of you're the one that's there till late at night or early in the morning.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's brutal.
Being
isn't
in
it?
events it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like we've sacrificed so much to have what we've got.
Yeah, and we still do.
We still do.
Yeah, that's not, you're still doing that to this day, aren't you?
Yeah.
So your business has evolved so much from children's parties to high-end luxury events.
Yes.
How did the transition happen?
Not easily. No, I feel like I still fight every day to be on the big girl table.
Really?
Yeah,
And
I
you
do.
still, I'm not saying that you don't do children's parties anymore,
Yeah.
because I know that you do.
Yeah,
I know
we
that
do,
there are, I see the types of events that you do and they look absolutely incredible. But I know it's different now to what it kind of how it started.
For sure.
So you, but it's still very difficult.
Yeah, I still feel like people struggle to take me seriously in weddings and 40ths and 50ths and christenings because that's where I came from. I came from Disney princess in the costume, bringing out the birthday cake. And yeah, and I've worked really hard, and I've got amazing events this year, next year, even into the year after. Weddings that I can only dream of, but it's been really hard. Was it kind of this time last year, maybe the year before? I just had a moment where I was like, I just can't do this anymore. I can't break through. Like, I cannot break through into that luxury wedding world. And then
I think you'd had fleeting glimpses.
Yes,
a taste of what
does my friend always say? Dangling a carrot. I've had a lot of that. And the big one was like the abroad weddings. I would get so close, and then it would come to them kind of paying the deposit and making the decision, and we want someone who speaks French, or we want somebody who's done weddings in Ibiza before. I haven't.
Yeah.
I know that I hadn't.
Yeah.
I am
now.
but yeah, it was really tough to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think there was one day where I think I was driving to the hairdresser, and my hairdresser's my friend, and I decided I'm going to tell her when I get there, I've just had enough.
Oh my goodness.
I can't do this anymore. And then I had my hair done, didn't look at my phone, we were chatting, and then I had a text from a client with a big rock on her finger, and she was like, hey, like, looks like you've got a wedding to plan.
Oh my goodness.
And it was just, my dream client and dream job, and it was that exact day, which just makes it so strange.
Oh my goodness, which means it was totally meant to be.
Yeah.
You know, you were never meant to give up. And that's amazing. God, I got goosebumps.
I know.
That's such a great story.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Wow.
But yeah, gone from crying in the car
that's
to
it.
crying in
It's
the
all
car on
over.
the way home, but like for happiness.
With happiness.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I think you do have a bit of imposter syndrome.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, I think you do. And we're working hard now to try and overcome that.
Yeah.
I think something like this.
Yeah.
The reality is, had you asked us to do this a year ago or 18 months ago, we'd have just probably gone...
Nah.
Like, at this point, it's not us.
Yeah.
And yeah, but now we are working hard, because we've kind of realised, I mean, you look and say, we dangled a carrot.
Yeah.
But if, again, self-reflection, if you look at some of the stuff we were doing
It wasn't for us. The carrots that were dangled were not for us.
No, exactly.
They weren't. And sometimes you look back on that potential event of whatever it was, we're not right for every client, and every client's not right for us.
Absolutely, but it's got to be quite a mutual decision.
Yeah.
I suppose it's quite an intimate thing when you start to work with somebody, particularly with a wedding.
Oh, definitely.
That's such a big responsibility on your shoulders. But also, if you're the bride and groom, you want that the right fit, don't you? That person's going to spend a lot of time with you. They're going to plan the most special day of your life, potentially. You know.
Yeah. I can't tell you how seriously I take that. Like, that is a massive burden.
Yeah.
But it's a responsibility that is an honour, really.
Yeah,
like, it's very special. And it's a lot of pressure, but this is like a really cheesy quote, but like, pressure comes with privilege, or privilege? Pressure comes with privilege. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I really do believe that, it's an honour, it's special, but it's hard work.
But like you say, not all of those opportunities that perhaps came before, those carrots that were dangled, maybe they weren't the right thing. And actually, you know, yes, it was maybe a glimpse into what could have been, or a taster of perhaps the kind of events that you wanted to be involved with. But actually, they weren't right for a reason, because when they did come along, it was going to be with the clients that you really wanted, or the events that you really wanted to plan.
And I am picky.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest.
Good for you.
If you came to me wanting a rustic barn with like loads of pampas grass and very very rustic,
Even with a big budget.
I'd probably say
you've got a certain type of style potentially.
100%.
That's got to that's got to fit with what the wedding looks like, or what the event looks like, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think you've got to end up buying into it as a. Granted, yes, we're operating a business, so not solely. That's incorrect. With the purpose of making money.
Yeah.
Right, because why are we all doing it otherwise?
Yeah.
We've still got to treat every event, and regardless of whether it's a six-figure event or it's a smaller children's party, we've got to treat it exactly like we treat our own events.
Oh, 100%.
And how we would deal
we
with
treat.
it.
That's why we're so exhausted, because we treat every single event like it's our own.
Yeah, you put absolutely everything into it because you want that output. I suppose you want it to be as special for them as it would be for you.
Yeah.
So the shift then from that, going into this kind of world of luxury and these luxurious events, was that intentional?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
So when you really got, obviously you didn't start out with a vision, you didn't start out thinking I'm going to have this type of company, but I suppose as the closer you got there, then you decided, okay, this is what I want to go after.
Yeah, I think originally I was a little bit, not a concierge. We have a concierge, she's incredible. But I was finding birthday cakes and balloons. But it was a little bit like I was just like a booking agent. Like people were telling me what they wanted and I was making it happen. Yeah. Now I create everything. Like,
you tell them what they need.
Every single little thing. And I am very, very creative. And I've got an event coming up in June it's literally just all come from my brain. And it's the craziest, most bizarre things you've ever seen.
Wow.
And luckily my client really trusts me. But yeah, I'm able to, like, all these crazy thoughts in my head, I'm just able to, like, get them all out. And that's amazing.
That's
like, not many people get to live a life like that.
Absolutely, like see their dreams and kind of the ideas they've got come to life.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's definitely intentional that
it was,
move.
yeah. And I do think, I say this to you all the time, I don't think you can sell luxury without being luxury. And I'm not saying that, we drive around in a fancy car, live in a nice house, anything like that. But you have to be aware of the industry. You have to be aware of luxury events and be involved in them to be able to sell them.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And I totally understand that because, again, if you go back into my world of marketing, you have to put yourself in the mindset of the person that you're working with, and you have to kind of, immerse yourself in that to get the output that they're going to want, you know what I mean? So it's
That's why we have to stay at the Four Seasons and not like Holiday Inn.
But I do think, so I do think it's the best way of building
a rapport. Yeah.
Because the reality is, if we're sat there at a first introductory meeting with a client, and they've just got back from wherever they might be, and I could use an example of we've got a client there, HNW, they've made a lot of money within business, within their industry sector, and within 5 minutes we're talking about, we both stayed at the same hotel in Florida, in Orlando, like literally 3 weeks apart. No idea we were doing that. But immediately...
And we do not live a life like they do. Let's make this very clear.
But within 5 minutes...
You've got a connection.
It's gone from, right, this is a business transaction, to, hold on...
We've got things in common, we can create a rapport here, can't we?
You have to invest in putting yourself in the room. You do. And that, like, especially when we were younger, that was hard. We couldn't afford to eat in those places and stay in those places.
Well, my next question is, what helped you move into that higher end market? Like, how did you do that?
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it, for sure. I think it also helped. When I was a nanny, I was a nanny for people in football back then.
Okay.
So that's what started me working within football. I've worked within that industry my whole career. It's...
So you're able to make connections sort of early on, or at least kind of, at least be in that world, I guess, which again is how you then start to think, okay, I know how to behave or where I need to be.
The biggest factor in that's trust. In specifically that world.
Also the fact I don't know who any of them are. Like, unless you're David Beckham, or I'd recognise like Messi, Ronaldo. Like,
otherwise
it kind of just stops there for me. You know who everyone is, which is great. But at
least you don't get starstruck then. No. It's not like you're not overwhelmed and think, oh my God, I can't do that job because it's them. You kind of just can deal with it because actually, I'm the same. I don't know anyone apart from David Beckham.
Exactly.
And my son will say, what? He's really old.
Oh, that makes us feel old.
I know, doesn't it just? So what's been a standout moment where you've thought, okay, wow, this is what I've built? I know you don't do much self-reflection, but has there ever been a moment like that for you?
I think I'm always on to the next thing. It's so frustrating. I really wish that I could stop and give myself a little bit of credit, but I'm just constantly wanting bigger and better, like for us, for everything that we've worked for. I suppose the one moment that maybe stands out for me, I don't know if it does for you, we were in the Caribbean somewhere, we were in a hot tub, been drinking all day. And you know what it's like, oh, more English people on holiday, like, let's get chatting. They've been drinking all day as well. I think they were Scouse. Yeah. And
we're on a cruise.
yeah, we were on a cruise
in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
And they said, you know, what do you do? Oh, I can't remember what he did. Like, the man was telling me what he, like, you know, asking everyone what do they do around the hot tub. I said, oh, yeah, like, I work in events. He was like, oh, like, tell me a bit more. And I explained, like, in football industry, didn't give any more information than that. But him being from Liverpool, he's like, oh, did you see that Connor Cody's party? Like, that was unbelievable. I saw that all over social media.
My
like,
goodness, I know what you're going to say.
yeah, because Connor played for Everton at the time, and I think he was like an Everton fan, this guy. And I just couldn't believe that. I was like, that's the party that I planned.
I did that.
And I'm in a hot tub in the Caribbean. Like, that's wild to me that you knew that event, and I don't know you, and we're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
But you saw what I did.
Yeah, that was really like just a little moment where I thought, oh, this is cool.
This is amazing. Oh,
Yeah, I think you probably microdose reflection.
Yeah.
Is probably the best way of describing it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to social media, because you come across. I mean, we did a children's party. They spent a good amount of money, and you literally just a cake. A 7-second video.
7-second video of a cake, yeah. Got me 1.3 million views.
Was that the mermaid
Yeah.
cake? I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But that's incredible. My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I think it's a 7 or 8 second clip. Yeah. Of a little fish going around a cake.
Yeah. But it was very, very clever.
Yes, it
And
was.
not a real fish.
No. No animals. We have done that before.
Yeah.
Not in a cake, but years ago, back in the day, we did goldfish as favours.
No.
Oh, I got in a bit of trouble for that one. Yeah,
you?
we don't do it anymore.
I know, but you obviously were giving them in bags that had water
From
in.
the
or-
pet store, yeah.
I was gonna
We
say.
sent them home like in the gas bowl with the food, with everything that they needed.
That was a party favour.
Yes, it was a mermaid theme party. Yeah,
I'm sure there were lots of parents that weren't happy.
Oh
about
yeah, it wasn't mine. It was my client's idea, but yeah,
That is amazing.
yeah, we love a weird and wonderful request.
So yeah, I bet. So with that kind of huge amount of views with that particular video, does much come of that in terms of requests or inquiries, and then turn to bookings? Like, what is the?
I think for the cake lady, for Zara who made the cake, I think for her it's been great. For me, it's more followers, likes,
The audience is growing, isn't it? You're getting that reach. Yeah,
I think with social media, it's really difficult. I've got a lot of friends that are big presence on social media. People say to me all the time, like, oh, can they not post about your business? Like, will that not boost your business? Not if their following is not my demographic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be the right people,
They will follow me, but they're never going to be my customer if they're not right for me.
Absolutely.
So social media's hard.
Social media is so hard, and I would imagine, particularly for your industry, it's even harder. Like you talked about, those people that kind of came out of the woodwork when COVID hit, and they set up these businesses. You know, all they had to really do was set up an Instagram page, didn't they? And that's kind of, they've got a business almost, you know, and that's it. They can advertise themselves. So you know, you've got to stand out from all of that, haven't you? You've got to kind of people have got to get through all the weeds to find the person that they want to work with. Which actually, I think again, is why it's so important for you guys, I suppose, to have your niche and to really want to go all in on those that higher end market. Yeah. And it shows, you know, you look at one account versus your account. It does show, but I suppose again, it's another hurdle to overcome, another thing that you've got to think about.
Yeah, it's really hard. And we've been working with a PR company at the moment. They've been amazing, but all they keep saying to us is like, unless you're in the video, no one really cares. Yeah. And it's so true. And it's like, I'm already doing an 18-hour day. Like, do you think I want to look cute at the end of it? Like, it's hard.
But then I think when it comes to, again, selling, see, this is the thing, right? And we talk, you'll know better than us from a social media perspective, but people like catastrophe.
Oh, they do.
So if you want to get engagement or
let
we want to get
something go
views, they want to see something. But like the best way for us to get engagement would be show an event going catastrophically wrong.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't work for us.
No, not at all.
So it's about, for us, it's just getting that right balance of showing what we can do in a difficult situation
Yeah.
that shows the client
a challenge for
isn't
you.
affected in any way, but while still holding enough professionalism for people to look at your social media and go, I can trust this person.
Look how they dealt with that, but it hasn't got to necessarily be as catastrophic as maybe what people want, but it gives that insight, doesn't it? But I know what you mean. I mean, we talk a lot about personal branding, which is exactly kind of what your PR company are talking about there. And obviously, when it's you that everyone is kind of putting their trust in and their investment in, it is all about you, really. I mean, a lot of people sit with me and say, I don't want it to be all about me. I want it to be about the business. And I understand that because, again, you're the ones that are fully immersed in this business all day long. You're the ones setting up the events, doing whatever
you are the business.
You are the business, aren't you?
And
then you've got to think about, okay, well, how can I market this? And how can I put myself out there? I've got to get on video camera. You are exhausted. So it's very difficult to find ways to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I have a little niche that is a bit different in that I'm so like immersed in the event. All my friends are like, you dress like you belong at the event. Like outfits are like a big thing for me. Like if I didn't go into events, fashion would have been my thing, 100%, like obsessed with it. I was the kid that my sisters would circle the Argos catalogue. I would have like Vogue or Elle and I'd be like, I want this £1,000 Burberry coat, and my mum's just looking at me like, you've lost your mind. Have a karaoke machine or Black Doll or whatever. Like I was strange child. But I think I love that. That's just another element, and it's not for everyone. No, some people would much rather have the event planner in the Crocs. Well, I am in the Crocs, just under the dress. But in the Crocs, in the background, chilling. I like to be part of the event, and I also think we've said for years, haven't we, that it's a little superpower because we don't dress in like a uniform with like a name badge. We hear what everyone says. We know everything.
Because people don't realise, I suppose, that you guys are the ones...
Some people know who we are, family and, people that we've met along the way planning a wedding, but we
Not the guests.
No. And we hear things and sometimes we're able to fix them before anyone even knows.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because we're like a little spy.
Yeah, undercover. I love that.
And the reality is we will have branded staff.
Of course,
They're quite obviously they're there
to work,
to work. And
we're there to work.
We're there, we are there to work, but there's a different element of what we're doing.
And I guess, do you find that people actually want to work with you because it's you? They like what you bring, what you personally bring. Obviously the what you bring and the event itself is everything they're paying you for. But equally, you're starting to build this reputation where actually they want you at the event with them.
Definitely.
You find that now?
I do think that. I think it's, like I've said, I'm not for everyone. Like we're not for everyone. And I think I attract the customer that wants exactly me as I am. And what more can you ask for than that, really?
Absolutely, my God, some people struggle so much to find their niche and to attract the right clients to them, that most people will just say, I'll do a bit of everything and anything because I need to earn money, and that's fine and whatever. But I think actually if you can be really true to that and you can find success in that, like you say, what more could you want? That's exactly what you what you set out for, which is incredible.
And it means it kind of scratches an itch for me as well, because I get to bring that like fashion element into their event. And I do think the luxury market in events, there is a crossover with fashion and trends.
Oh, 100%.
You have to have things that are timeless always. I think if you really try too hard to follow the colour of the season or the flower of the year or, whatever is in at the time, I do think you can look back and maybe regret that a little bit. So I do think you have to make it timeless, but I do think we've hit a kind of sweet spot where we're able to bring trends and fashion in a really timeless style that you can look at a picture from an event that we've done and you can't quite place it. And that's all I've ever wanted. And it's really hard.
Oh my goodness, I can imagine. But, incredible that you now are able to do that. And like you say, I mean, I follow along with what everything that you guys are doing. And I'm fascinated with what you're wearing. Like, the events obviously are great, but I absolutely love to look at what you're doing. And when you do the high Vogue videos, that's so much fun to me. And that's a brilliant way to kind of elevate the personal brand. And I suppose that's kind of, but again, something you've got to remember to fit in.
Exactly.
While you're there running around like headless chicken trying to...
we've learned to just embrace the chaos with those little videos. Like, I have OCD, so I can sometimes really struggle with like showing things that are not perfectionism. And I think when we first started doing the like behind the scenes videos, I really wasn't confident in posting them. I still question it now.
Oh, wow.
But we've just like, we jump over the cardboard box and we ignore the person who's like running around in the background with the rubbish. Like we just...
I mean, the reality is it's a working environment.
It is,
always
yeah.
will be.
Yeah.
Even
It's a live
when the event is
event.
set up,
Yeah.
it's still a working environment.
Yeah.
For you guys,
So-
of
Yeah.
course it is.
Apart from the videographer or the photographer that's getting
the finished product.
the half an hour window behind the event being set up
Yeah.
and go time with guests, like that's the...
There isn't any other
Yeah.
time for
Oh, no,
anything.
it's chaos. Yeah, it's chaos.
And the reality is, in that window of perfection, as it were, you'll have bands doing sound checks
Of course,
and
yeah.
everything. So the reality is, very rarely you're in a position that we can sit back and go, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, it is just...
There's
Yeah.
normally plastic on the carpet until like we see the bride.
Oh, my
like
goodness.
literally, we don't like taking any risks.
Yeah, but
so-
again, because you want it to be so perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, wow. But the thing is, like you said you talked about viewers wanting to see things like catastrophe. They just want that. I think everyone's looking for someone that they can either relate to or aspire
Yes.
to be like,
Yeah.
very much so. But also a glimpse of what it's like to be in your world. Like,
Yeah.
again, I think a lot of your followers will follow along because it's you and because they want to see what you've been able to produce for who,
Yes.
you know, and what you're wearing and all those
Yeah.
sorts of things. But then equally, just give me something that actually is a bit real. Like, I
Yeah.
can actually see, like, you know, I could see myself there maybe or
Yeah.
whatever, or a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
I think that's what does work really well when you
Yeah.
are able to do it. But I do appreciate that it's probably very hard
It is, it
to
is.
fit it all in.
It is, and we're just clambering around all the chaos that's going on. Like, our team are great. We don't very often have new suppliers
No.
because we've just got such a good team.
Yeah.
Unless we're somewhere, you know, in Italy or somewhere new, then obviously it's different. But our team, like, the way we all shout at each other and talk to, like, if you walked in as a stranger, you'd probably be like,
Oh my God.
are they like? Do they
Yeah.
like each
Do
other?
they like each other?
Like 5 minutes
Sometimes
later,
yes, sometimes no.
yeah. But 5 minutes later, we're all having a coffee,
Yeah.
chilling. It's just how it is in the industry.
Oh my
it's just
God, yeah, I
chaotic,
can
and you're under
imagine.
so much pressure.
And you've got to, I guess you've got to just all realise that together. You know, I might have a go at you, I might shout at
Yeah.
you, we might do this, but
Yeah.
you know, it's because we're all under pressure.
yeah,
And we're
for the same goal.
Yeah, for the same
Yeah.
goal. At the end of it, we can all go, sorry about that, but you know, look, it's all gone really
We
well.
don't even say sorry anymore. We're so far past that point. We're a little family. It works.
That's amazing. So you've been together for nearly 20 years,
Yes.
is that
20
right?
years this
Okay.
year.
How has working together impacted your relationship?
So we are complete opposites at work.
Okay.
Yeah, completely. All I want to do is make things look pretty. And then he's like, okay, but where's the power?
Yeah.
Where are we plugging in?
How's it going to work?
Yeah, like, how are people going to climb over this giant stage that you're building? So, I think that the most difficult thing has been that Joel has been back and forth. He's been there from the beginning,
Yeah.
but he's also had his own career
Yes,
within
yeah.
that separately. And then I think when we decided, like, I cannot cope anymore and I need him with me full time for various reasons, but I didn't realise how hard it would be to get everything out of my head. Like, I know everything. I know
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, for me, it's like hitting your head up
I
against
feel
a brick
so
wall
sorry for him. Like,
constantly.
he'll come to me and be like, I have nothing to do. Like, I literally have nothing. I'm answering emails, I'm doing admin, paying bills, like, but like, you're giving me nothing. And
It's
you're,
all-
it's
it's
all
all
in my
inside
head,
you.
and you're there, like, stressing out of your mind, pacing around the garden, like, because I just cannot get it
Let
out of my
go.
head. Yeah, it's really, like, I never realised how tough that would be. And I think
And
we're
it's
finding a flow
it's-
now.
Yeah, I mean, it's baby steps.
Yeah.
It's with me coming on board, like, Jayde's CRM was her phone.
Yeah.
Like,
What CRM?
I don't do emails.
but it's been baby steps, and it's still incredibly difficult in that respect because because of the way Jayde operates.
Yeah.
Like, it comes on, it gets done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's in and out.
I know that about you.
immediately.
Yeah, you've talked about this before, though. I'm sure you have on social media. I'm sure you've talked about the fact. I can't remember where I saw it, but it stuck with me that you'd said, "Why would you wait on things? If you've got a message, respond to it." Or if
100%.
you know, you're very much that person.
Yeah, I get messages on Instagram all the time from companies being like, hey, like, how do we work with you? Like, how do we become a supplier? Reply to me fast.
Yeah. Okay.
When I need something, like, I need it to be done
Now.
immediately.
Yeah.
I have clients that like expect things yesterday, and sometimes I'll be honest, does that mean that we choose the right supplier? No, it doesn't. But it's fastest thing first. Like,
yeah.
And that is quite often in such a fast-paced world, like that is who we go with.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Because
you
you've
just
got
don't
to
have a
fulfil
choice.
that request, haven't you?
That's not the song. I mean, just to add a little balance, it's not the song.
Oh no, we wouldn't. No,
You're not going.
No,
right,
we wouldn't
okay,
just
well,
choose anyone.
Joe Block's
No.
replied to me.
No, of course.
You know what I
Give
mean?
them the gig.
No, of course.
Just for a bit of clarity.
Yeah, no, of course. We have certain people.
We vet our suppliers.
Yeah, we do. We don't very often let new
equally,
suppliers in.
And you've got people vying for it. You want, people are like, choose me. Well, okay, then out of all of them, you might have vetted them all, but whichever one's going to come back quickest is who's going to be.
And and the reality is, like, if a client comes on to us and goes, right, okay, and this is probably where you've got your mannerisms from, is the fact that within football especially.
I was just going to say,
with there
it's so fast paced.
Yeah, with there being fixture changes,
right, okay,
changes with training timetables, and the managers will just change them on the fly.
Yeah,
So it is a case of, right, okay, well, Jayde will get a call, and it'll be, right, okay, we've got X's birthday in 3 weeks. Jayde, we need this.
3 weeks, that's a luxury.
I know, yeah.
Massively. Like years ago, we had an event on the Sunday, and one of the fixtures got moved because it was going to be on the TV, and I think it was like 3 days notice. They moved the event to the Saturday. So that was. I think he ended up making the blue notch. Yeah. I'm not even joking. He was like watching YouTube on how to make a blue notch that a client has paid a fortune for. They didn't notice, but
thank goodness. Yeah. But because you've got such limited time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really.
So you've got to be on it. You've got to just be.
Well, this is it. So when going back to what Jayde said, when a supplier goes, "Oh, I'd really love to work with you," and then we have a look at the work and go, "You know what? They're good at what they do."
Yeah.
And then we get an opportunity to quote with them, and then you send a request.
Yeah.
And they go, "Well, we're back to you in 2-3 days."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even checking if you send it.
No.
Because that would have already been dealt with.
Yeah.
Like, and compartmentalised and gone, right, okay. That bit's sorted.
Yeah. I am the girl that will pull over on the motorway because it has to be dealt with now. Like, it has to. And I think as we've got busier and busier, like, that's the only way that I can operate.
It is, but the difficulty from that is getting that information then into, say, like a CRM, which I have set up. And
it's just in my brain where it lives.
Sometimes,
it can't live there anymore. Constantly.
Yeah.
It's got to,
we need help. Yeah.
So really, thank goodness that behind the scenes, that can still happen. Because do you feel like you'll ever move away from, I mean, how long can you sustain it that it's you that does all that? Because that's quite a lot. I was going to say, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that you love it, and and people want you to be the person they're talking to, etc. But do you think that will change at some point? And which obviously I know why you're helping now. But the initial point of contact. Yeah,
I think we have already talked about, and we haven't told anyone else this really, but we have started completely moving away from the children's party market. So we will honour repeat customers no matter what. Even if we've done somebody's party from when they were 1 and now they're 6, you could halve the budget and I'm still not saying no to you. Like, you are a loyal customer to me, I appreciate it, and I'll make it happen. Equally, if you meet a significant minimum spend, I'm not going to say no to you. But we are not actively taking on any more children's parties. Our team still will.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they will still very much, we've been building a team over the past kind of 6 months that we're putting all of our trust in, and they will be responsible for that. And they're amazing. Well, we've trained them for years, so great. But I think for weddings and other events, that will...
I don't have the brain capacity.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's only 2 of you. You can't... And you've got the team working behind the scenes, of course, but I suppose you are the show. You are the people that they want there, to plan this event and be with them, throughout the whole journey. So
and I think we've gone past the threshold now where, because like you say, the expectation is Jayde will be at said event.
Oh, 100%.
Unfortunately, we'd be cutting our noses off to spite a face by taking on X
Yeah.
when there is Y.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
In
Yeah.
what we aspire and what we're working towards.
Yeah.
So I think we've had to set sort of that hard no.
Yeah.
And it might be a case of, well, we would have loved to have done it, or
Yeah.
Jayde would have loved to have done it,
yeah.
because it scratches that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never done something like that before.
Yeah, that
I want to
creativity
do it.
within you as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But they're decisions we have to make.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
business decisions, and they're hard,
They
aren't
are,
they?
yeah.
You don't always, it's not, they don't always sit quite right,
No.
because you might really want to do that, but equally, I suppose you have to be really sensible with it and
Yeah.
think,
I think saying yes is easy.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
like
Saying no is hard.
yeah, like I know what it's like to absolutely work myself to the ground, and it's a lot of. I used to wear that like a badge of honour, like, oh, I've done this and this and this, and no.
But
It's not.
I genuinely believe there was a time where actually, it was almost like, that was the thing to you, working all the time. You're
Yeah.
a workaholic, and you
Yeah.
did feel like that. I'm great. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the world has shifted so much that no,
Massively, yeah.
we need to protect our own time,
Yes.
and we need to, give our all. We're not going to stop working as hard as we always have.
Yeah.
But I've got a life, and I want to protect
Yes.
some time for me as well. So that's
Yeah.
really a big shift, isn't it?
Yeah, it
And
is.
do you try to be at every event that the bigger ones that you
Yeah, of course there'll be like next weekend. I think there's a sleepover party from my client's
join
got
that
like
one, yeah.
7 girls. Yeah, I'll still be involved with the setup and stuff, but
Yeah.
obviously I won't be.
I think we're going to pop in for an hour, aren't we?
Yeah, and it's a little girl that I've done her parties.
Yeah, it's a long-standing.
Yeah, and I'd feel bad if I wasn't
and then
there.
probably the children really come to know you, don't
Oh
they?
yeah, absolutely. And because I was a nanny, like I am just so good with kids. Like I have this thing. Like we can go on holiday, and he's like, "You're like the flipping Pied Piper." Like they will just like be around. And I just think when you have that kind of energy, it's always with you. And yeah, I've loved being so involved with all the children's parties for years, and I still want to be involved creatively. It's just a small step.
Yeah, it's just logistically, it's very, very difficult to do everything. So I totally understand that. And again, like you say, the business is changing, you have to change with it, and take things on. So that's amazing. So Joel, I was going to ask you what made you decide to join the business full time last year, but I'm guessing that's because
Me drowning.
there was no choice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was really struggling. Yeah, I'll be honest, it was too much to handle on my own. But it is very personal. But I'm comfortable to speak about it if you are, just like the whole family thing and how. If
course.
one day we are able to have a child, I look at other people in our industry and I see that they are like in Lake Como doing a wedding while their husband and child are at home. And I'm not saying I want to bring a husband and child along to a wedding, but it'd be quite nice if, those following days after we can spend time together, or we can kind of swap who's in and out of the
I think
weddings.
it's sharing the responsibility within us both
Yeah.
to stay away from parent guilt. The reality is, if we didn't change how we were operating together, it would be me with child. We've said child or children all the time.
Yeah, I understand that.
Jayde's 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And the mum guilt she'd get.
Yeah.
from
I get it
never
with
being
my dog.
around.
So I don't know how it would be with a child.
Yeah.
And I
Totally get
Yeah.
it.
we've been together 20 years. It's
Yeah.
not a conversation we haven't had.
I was going to say,
And we're always very open and honest about how we feel about any situation, but this is obviously an incredibly emotive one.
Yeah.
And the reality is, us working together will afford us the opportunity to continue the business growth
Yeah.
while still being able to have a child. and
Building
having
a family as
yeah,
well.
exactly.
Yeah, I totally get it. Honestly, I think that what a great way to go into having a family.
Yeah.
Because actually most people figure that out afterwards.
Yeah. Well, we are a bit older, and we've kind of, like Joel just said, we've had those conversations a million times. And I do think it's not for everyone. Like we went to a Christmas networking thing, and everyone just assumed that we weren't a couple.
Yeah.
And then when they learn that you are a couple, they're like, "Oh, how's that?"
Oh,
Like, as if-
really?
yeah.
Like it's quite a negative.
Yeah, or as if because it was like a Christmas day out. I mean, it was great, wasn't it? It was
great
so fun. But I think a lot of people are like, yeah, it's like a day away from the kids kind of thing. And
Okay,
obviously
I get it.
we're not at that point. So maybe we'll feel differently when we have a kid.
I don't think that'll be the case. I think it's because reality is Jayde was 14. I was 15 when we got together.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
So
yeah.
we've grown
Yeah.
up together.
Yeah.
Like,
We've been different versions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Over
We've
and
gone
over.
through growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you've
Yeah.
gone through all those different stages of your lives together, which
Yeah.
is amazing.
and I think
Yeah.
it's, I think it's probably afforded us a little bit more insight as
Yeah.
to what will work for us and what
Yeah.
won't work. And
Yeah.
we both know if we weren't working together, having a child is pretty much off the table.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would be pretty much
Yeah.
impossible,
But
actually.
I really think you have to do what is right for you. Like it's like everybody. It's so unique, isn't
Yeah.
it, to
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah.
What their setup is, what their working life is, what they
Yeah.
want out of it. You know, whether you want a family, whether you don't,
Yeah.
how that looks. But I think you've got to just do what's right for you, haven't
Yeah.
you? And I think that's brilliant.
There's
to
no
go
right
into it.
answer.
There's no right answer,
No.
especially when it comes to children. It's so difficult. That was a massive factor for me. Wanting to work for myself. I'd worked in a corporate role my
Yeah.
whole life, really, since leaving school. And I travelled a lot and did, and I wasn't really here for the boys. And,
Yeah.
or you just feel guilty all the time
Yeah.
because you're not around as much as you want. So there's childcare and then, Gav works for
Yeah.
himself. There's a lot of logistics to
Yeah.
manage.
Course,
Whereas
yeah.
actually, we didn't really think about that. We just thought, it'll figure itself
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Whereas if you go into it eyes wide open,
Yeah.
actually, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what better way to be kind of equipped for it
Exactly.
all.
Yeah.
Especially in our situation as well, where we've gone. I think when we'd made that, I think it was more of a subconscious decision based on requirements from the client. In reality, in terms of go back to when we were doing Princesses and the build up to where we are now. It didn't happen overnight.
No.
There wasn't just one client that dropped on that changed everything.
No, yeah.
It's been a gradual process
Yeah.
from we're invoicing £75 to we're six figures,
Yeah.
£250,000. Like,
Yeah.
and that hasn't happened.
But it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
And
And
look how hard you've worked to get
Exactly.
there.
Oh, yeah.
But like you say, the shift in that is what then makes you start subconsciously start to think, actually, that's the reality we're moving towards.
Yeah. You have
so
to
hence
prepare.
we've got to plan for
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and prepare for that.
Because had we had, I mean, it was either we have a child when we're 20
Yeah.
Yeah.
or around now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
For us and how our life has panned out and the things that we've done and we've experienced some very, very nice things.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen, I don't think, for us if we had a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. And also as well, I think it means that, like you said, you can carry on doing what you want to do.
Building,
Things don't have to
Yeah.
stop, do
No.
they? Right now, you've got to a point where actually, you can still go out and you can do these weddings abroad, and your family can join you. It's
And I mean, no, Jade's a workaholic. Like Jayde gets ill when she stops working.
I do.
If she has rest,
Yeah.
it's like her body goes,
Yeah.
What's going on?
relax,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and then she gets ill. So
Yeah.
I do think when we have a child,
Yeah.
Jayde would be right. Okay, well, 2-3 weeks.
I'm back.
Is my body? Do I feel physically okay
Able,
to go and work on an event?
Yeah.
And if she does, she will.
Yeah.
Just because that's the type
That's
of
how-
person.
yeah,
like,
absolutely,
That's why
yeah.
it's how it's right.
And I don't actively wish to be like
No, you
that.
don't. No. Yeah.
It's just ingrained
within you.
Yeah, it is. Like I can't
but
help
you find
it.
you get the opportunity to travel and you have some lovely holidays
Yeah,
and things. So
yeah.
do you find that gives you that downtime that you need?
We've really, really learned how to make a work and play trip. We're
Yeah,
very
okay.
good at that.
Yeah.
Very good. So yeah, we've had quite a few site visits abroad last year. We've got weddings abroad this year. We will kind of tie
the two in.
Yeah, we'll have a few days off. It's days off before an event are never really a day off because
No,
you're
I
just
was
so
gonna
stressed.
say, yeah.
But we're going to Lake Como in June, and after the wedding, we're moving to a different hotel for a couple of nights. That's our little
That'll
holiday.
be you switching off then. Yeah.
And how lucky and blessed are we to be able to have that opportunity? It didn't come easy, but you have to just be like, okay, we did that.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so how do you, I don't think you do, but how do you balance personal and business life when you work so closely together?
Yeah, we don't.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like you do.
There's no hard cut off.
No, there isn't.
It's the
No.
nature. It's the nature of the beast. The reality is,
100%.
if you get a message at 8 o'clock,
Well, also the bigger that we've got like more international, and even with the clients that are not international clients, our clients travel the whole world.
Yeah.
So if they're in America for the summer, I'm answering messages in the middle of the night. If they're in Australia, like there's just no
It's just how
choice.
it
Like
is,
you've got. I think there was one week where I had a client in Dubai, a client in Australia, and a client in America, and I was like, when am I going to sleep? Because they're all just texting me on all these different time zones, and like my phone just didn't stop going off, and I just thought like, you wanted this. You wanted this. You worked so hard for it. It's an honour, and
that's okay as well to enjoy that. It doesn't, I know to some people that might.
it.
Well, not the text and all hours, but I mean the fact that you like you say, this is what you've been working for. Some people might listen and hear that and think, oh my god, I couldn't cope with that. But
sounds like hell.
That's because people are built differently. And again, it's all relative to the type of industry that you're working with, the type of clients that you're working with. So actually, again, it's like those moments where yes, it sounds like it's really hard. And it is really hard, but a moment of reflection to think, okay, well, actually, this is what I wanted. I'm doing what I kind of set out to do.
Yeah.
So there's no balance then.
No, I wouldn't say so. I think.
I think if we were to look at it like systematically and go, right, let's try and find balance.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
No.
You can't force that.
I think we would have found it. We'd be like, right, okay, yeah, we've decided we do this at this point, or we do this at...
Yeah.
And
it's not gonna...
I would actually I would say we do have balance in our own way, and that is kind of fleeting moments of balance. And that might be on a Tuesday where we're like, okay, let's go to Hallcross Hall because we can work from there. And we're working from there, but we're chilling. We're by the pool.
We're together.
It's
more
a
relaxed.
it's a different environment.
But that's I mean, like with you've afforded yourself that own opportunity.
Yeah.
Working for yourself.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what kind of why you do it. That you seem to be working more than ever. However, you can make the decisions about on your terms, isn't it? That's when you want that to happen, or on your client's terms.
Well,
one thing we've realised, so we went skiing for the first ever time a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. You can't really be on your phone.
You can't be on your phone when you're skiing.
That's a great switch off then.
Yeah.
Did you tried to be on your phone?
Everyone was like, Jayde, you're so fast. Like, you just don't stop for anyone. I'm like, yeah, because I've got to get to the bottom. Like, I've got shit to do. I've got shit to do. Like, no, I think I was just so desperate for it to be over that I was like, go.
Did you enjoy? Did you enjoy? Was that the first time you've been skiing?
Wow. No, we loved it. I mean, I cried every day out of fear, but it slowly started to get better, and I enjoyed it.
And the outfits were great.
Thank you.
Because I followed along with the outfits, so that was fab.
I loved the outfits. That was the best part. But it is hard to go on your phone when you're skiing, and we found that like a great break.
It's forced, when if you go, right, okay, I'm going to give 15 minutes, I'm not going to look at my phone.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, especially if it goes off, you think, oh, hang on, I'll just check
or any other type of holiday you go on. So let's say you go, I don't know, Tenerife, you're by the pool, you're chilling, like you are going to look at your phone. So it was really good, and we don't have many things in our life where we don't go on our phones.
Yeah, amazing. So from the outside, events obviously look very, very glamorous. What does it touched on it a little bit, but what does the reality look like behind the scenes?
It's so chaotic.
Organised chaos.
Organised chaos. Absolutely,
chaos.
I think my friend said to me not long ago, Molly, do you know Molly Hudson?
Yeah,
do you know Molly said to me once, I remember her saying like, surely if all the suppliers turn up and do their job, what's your job? Like, not in a rude way, but just I don't understand, like, why you're, like, not why I'm so stressed, but, like, she was trying to kind of make me feel better about how stressed I was about up-and-coming events. And I thought, do you know what? You are right, but it's never
gonna happen.
Simple. Yeah, it's just not. And there's always something that will go wrong. There is. If you are picturing your perfect wedding day, lovely, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you have a good planner, a good venue, a good coordinator, if you make very educated decisions on your suppliers, then you 9 times out of 10 won't know about the problem, or it will be kind of diminished to something that isn't so much of a big deal.
Yeah. So you're really kind of firefighting, aren't you? I suppose
100%,
a lot of the time, because it might be that every person that you work with does have a perfect event, but they won't know the reality behind the scenes that actually X, Y, and Z has been dealt with, and that's why you're there, and that's what they're paying for. Yeah,
it is.
And I think there is. that imposter syndrome of where you think we should be placed benchmarked against other planners, some of the elite tier planners here in the UK, like, they all do exceptionally good jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
incredible.
All of them are brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
Yeah.
And I think Jayde's brilliant. She is.
Absolutely.
So I do put you up there.
Yeah.
But if anybody's listening to this and going, how are you better? The reality is, they all put on perfect events.
Yeah.
So all of them are as good as each other in their own little ways.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's ultimately where we want to try and be and benchmark ourselves against. So I think it's a case of, organised chaos is fair.
Organised chaos.
Shit goes wrong.
It
does. It does.
Supplies don't turn up.
Yeah.
And even, I suppose, if they all do arrive on time, the coordination of getting them to where they need to be and doing the right thing. And again, if a lot of it is down to you and the vision that you've had and kind of your clients completely bought into that, it's still all kind of coming from you, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
and
you're
there's
the person.
so many things that, like, clients just don't think about. For example, the access to the building. Like, okay, you want... I'm trying to think of an example. You want a giant stage that is however big, and you want a backdrop that is this height, but there's one lift that you're sharing with the whole catering team that is so many dimensions that it won't even fit in. So now you're having to have something custom built so it can fit in this lift. You know, it's just things like that, before I was in this industry, I wouldn't have thought of them either. But yeah, it's like you say, it's fighting fires.
Yeah,
all the
and that's
time.
exactly why they invest and have you guys there to do that.
Oh yeah,
because-
you have to.
I think the reality is, the plan is, a day of event is they turn up as a guest.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And that's our kind of biggest compliment that we've ever had from people, that
Really?
they do turn up as a guest to their event.
their own event.
Yeah, and I had another client say to me a few years ago, it was only a children's party, but he said he'd worked with a few planners in the past. He just said, I've never met a planner that is here first thing in the morning and they're still here in their heels at the end of the night. And I'm like, well, I was actually meant to go home about 3 hours ago, but I'm still here. I can't go home. I really struggle with that.
Until everything is...
Yeah, and our team will always be like, Jayde, like, come on.
You can go.
You've got
It's
sunstroke,
okay.
you're exhausted, you haven't eaten, like, please just go home. And I do struggle with that.
Yeah,
I just want to be
just
there and
because
see
you're
it
so,
through.
Yeah, but you're so passionate about it,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I think it's because, as well, for the client, it's such an emotive expenditure. Like,
Massively,
I mean, weddings are dialed up to the nines.
max,
like, but they're spending the money, and they're making emotive decisions, emotional decisions, based on what they want to spend their money on.
Yeah.
It's not when you're renovating a house, you're spending money because you've got to spend that money to get to your end goal.
Yeah.
For this, everything is an emotional decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, especially with you, like, you take on that emotion as to say, well, if I leave early and then something goes wrong,
Yeah.
that's
it's not gonna. You're not gonna forget that, are you? It's not gonna.
No, my biggest weakness in my whole kind of career is that I'll be honest and say I take everything very personally.
Yeah.
I really do take it to heart. I take it personal that I'm meeting your budget. I take it personal that I'm meeting every single one of your expectations. I do. And there's a lot of people in our industry that are a lot kind of tougher and more hardened to it.
Yeah.
It's really bad English, but you know,
No,
more
that
hardened
makes
to it
sense. Yeah.
than I am. But I also think, even though that is my biggest weakness, it's equally my biggest strength. Because I do give you an event that I would prepare for myself, and with all the same emotions behind it. Yeah.
And it's all about, you know, you care so much. That's obviously what comes across, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think, not everybody does. You know, I'm sure there are lots of event plans out there that do, but I suppose there are also many that will come and do a job and they'll make it look good and they'll have a great time, but they probably won't care as much, or it won't mean as much. Whereas actually that is what's going to set you apart, and people are going to remember that. And you know, that feeling of going to your own event and feeling like you've literally everything you wanted is here. You feel like a guest. You've just had the best time of your life. Well, they're going to keep coming back, aren't they? It's going to be,
of course,
you know, that's how the repeat business comes, you know. So how do you handle pressure, especially because everything has to go perfectly?
Yeah, I don't know if I do. Wine? No. Sometimes
It's a great
wine.
solution.
Yeah, I think I mean, we are if you saw the documentation that gets sent out to all of our staff before a wedding day, it is like second by second. That is something that Joel's been really good at. Because for me, I have all of that, but it's in my head.
Yeah.
Whereas he'll make it into like a document where...
So that everyone else can get inside.
You're colour-coded and these are your responsibilities, and they are literally... I'd say some of them are more second by second than minute by minute. Like,
so I guess when you end up working with a consistent set of suppliers, some of them have their own nuances as to how to coach them to a finish.
Okay.
Especially from an event design perspective.
Yeah.
So there is some people that need the hard line. You are way behind. Like you need to, so you really have to get into them, kind of like you would teach a child.
Yeah.
And this is probably a good segueing away from events. Like you talk about like schools and classes. You've got a class of 30 kids. They don't all learn at the same rate or in the same manner.
way. Yeah.
And it's exactly the same on an event day when it comes to suppliers.
We can have 30 suppliers on an event. Yeah.
Some need cajoling
Yeah.
to the finish, because if you put too much stress on them, they crumble.
Yeah.
But they're incredibly good at what they do.
Yeah.
And then
You've
some...
got to know how to manage each person.
Every single person,
Exactly.
yeah. Some need a kick up the arse, some need leaving alone.
Yeah, and they'll just get on with it.
Yeah, and they'll come to you at the end and be like, so what do you want to change? You know what I mean? Everyone's just different, and I think it's being able to manage all of that.
Yeah.
And the timekeeping of everything. Weddings never, and any events never stick to the time. Well, you can do your absolute very, very best.
See, she's lying here. So we it was
Were we
last year.
ahead?
Last year or last year before? The year
What
before?
event?
A couple of years ago, Rafa's. Or was it Namina's? No, it was Namina's.
Namina's, it was. Yeah,
So
Alea's
we had 2 events on one day.
Oh,
right?
of course you're going to tell this story.
Yeah, 2 events on one day. Jayde went to one, I went to the other. We were ready 45 minutes early. Yeah.
And when I got there, all the team were like, we've had a lovely morning with Joel.
Oh no!
We've had it's been so chill. Do you know how chill it's been this morning? I'm just like,
What?
Yeah.
No, I think that's down to your planning.
yeah,
Of course.
because
Make
I
life
knew,
easy.
because
Of
I knew,
course.
but I do think because I knew I wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
I'd give really, really strict instructions.
Yeah.
They've been kind of read the right acts. That's why they behaved.
That's why. That's why.
That's what I'll say.
So
anyway.
if things run smoothly, well, I mean, to kind of manage your stress and to manage you being kind of able to cope with it all and whatever, you've got to be organised, haven't you? You've just got to,
100%.
all those things that you're doing behind the scenes have got to be in place, because otherwise it's just, you know.
And the reality is, those systems, we'll call them systems.
Yeah, 'cause they are,
systems, yeah.
Risk assessments and everything else that comes with that.
And allow for contingencies as well.
Yeah.
I always allow, if you're planning a wedding, you need at least a half an hour buffer.
Yeah.
Not obviously for the ceremony, but as the day goes on, you've just got to have that little bit of flexibility because I don't want to be dragging you away from that moment where you're having a lovely chat with your mom. I don't.
Yeah.
But sometimes people's schedules are so jam-packed that there's no time
room
for those
for any of
nice...
that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Again, that comes down to it organically. You go, right, okay, now is the right time to pull this person out of this situation. Rather than this has to happen, or all of a sudden my work looks shit.
Yeah.
It all goes to pot, and I look bad.
And again, that's like your relationship with that person, for them to be happy for you to come and go, actually, could do the move.
We've got to move,
And they're like, fine, because they know, they trust you and they're happy for you to do everything. Amazing. Okay, so looking back, what has been the biggest lesson entrepreneurship has taught you both?
Legal representation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what can happen is when you start building something, and it is organic, and it's not like you've sat down with a business plan and you've
gone to a university.
Yeah, you've dotted every T, you crossed every T, you've dotted every I. Like, because it's grown organically, you can quickly move from something that is just a bit of cash at a weekend into something that actually, responsibility-wise, if you get something wrong, then quite frankly, you could lose your home.
Yeah.
And I think we're very fortunate here in the UK that we're yet to a point where you've got the suing culture
Oh,
of
yeah.
the US.
Yeah, because when we've done events in America, we have learnt about that. Yeah.
you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's no story to tell.
No, but you hear about you.
But
Yeah.
so from speaking to other suppliers on
Yeah,
the ground
yeah,
there in the US,
yeah.
and the things that we had to sign and the contracts we had to go through
Yeah.
to make sure that them as suppliers have protected themselves.
You literally have to apply to a fire department to light a candle in America.
Oh my god.
But in that district of Florida.
Yeah. Like, we wanted to light 5 candles on one table. We had to apply to the
local
fire
department
department.
for a fire permit.
So we were like, LED candles.
Yeah,
it'll be
that's fine. Forget the
Too
candles.
much. Yeah. It's intense.
But you can, what you tend to do, and this is what we have learned, is you grow. We didn't grow hugely. We didn't grow really quickly overnight. But things slip through the cracks of what maybe you should have had in place.
Yeah. I understand
And
that.
things like terms and conditions,
Yeah.
all those sort of things that we'd just drawn up.
Yeah.
We hadn't legally had them checked. We just did a couple of Googles, you know what I mean?
You wouldn't even
and go,
think
well,
about
ChatGPT wasn't a thing back then.
Exactly, no.
We love that little robot now.
Yeah.
And just all those little nuances
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I think it's not something that, I mean, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you turn around and you go, right, okay, well, I did this and it was amazing and this is what really put us up there. It's actually really quite a
It's a
boring
boring thing
subject
behind
to
the
talk
scenes,
about.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's an easily forgotten one.
And vitally important.
And vitally important,
Yeah.
yeah. Nobody really kind of talks about the bit behind the scenes that actually, well, obviously in your industry it's massive, you know, and it probably isn't as important to others.
Yeah.
However, for you guys, like you say, you know, you're growing at a rate, but it's not like overnight, but still, it's not at the forefront of your minds that you're going to think,
No.
we now need to think about this.
And this is it. And I think, especially when you start, I mean, we do a fair amount of events with regular clients are last minute. So you chuck it all together and it's all done and brilliant. But then when you do some of the bigger stuff and what started at an 80 grand budget, within the space of 12 months, the client's gone, actually, I want this, I want this, I want this. And they've spent 200 grand.
Wow.
And that's come through the business.
Yeah.
And it is an emotional spend.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that not only are we doing the best job we can physically do, but we protect ourselves and our business from the client just going, right, okay, well,
Change my mind.
I've got buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I've sent you the deposit for that, but we've turned around and gone, we don't want that.
Yeah.
But it was a custom stage. It's been bespoke.
And you've gone ahead and done all these things.
That deposit has
It's
been
gone.
paid to the supplier to start the build.
Yeah. So contracts and things like that, agreements, all the legal documentation that you need is a vital thing that you need to have in place.
Yeah, I think
absolutely.
like if you were looking at starting in the industry, any sort of role within events, I would just invest in like a good legal company to just look through your documents. Might cost you 500 quid. You know, and it's just
But just get it checked
necessary
over.
investment.
It's a necessary investment.
It's just done, and then everything is watertight, and you can move forward, you know, with confidence.
With confidence, yeah. The last thing you want is just something that you'd never even considered slipping through the net and then biting you.
It's such a pressure cooker environment.
Yeah,
of course,
that's something that you really shouldn't have to think about.
Yeah.
And you go,
get that sorted so you can deal with those last minute situations. Because like you say, if someone rings you up and they want something tomorrow, you're going to do your best to deliver it. But obviously, again, everything else goes out the window, doesn't it? You focus so much on that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so what advice would you give to someone that's starting a business from scratch today? Don't do it.
No.
If you're starting in events, I hope you like lots and lots of steps.
Yeah.
And I hope you
Get fit.
I hope you like eating a cheese sandwich over a bin. That's all you get in love. That's it. Good luck to you. No, you'll get to stay in a really nice suite somewhere, but you'll be surviving on a cheese sandwich. That's the truth, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think but away from events.
Yeah, if we're talking just like starting up a business in general, away from events, create something that suits the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
Like, that business, when you're self-employed, it has to work around you and what you want, because otherwise, like has happened to me in the past, it will consume you.
Yeah.
And then you do lose yourself a little bit. So I would say, yeah, think about the life that you want to live and how that looks for you, and the two have to balance.
Love that.
Yeah.
I think reality is, if you want to get away from the 9 to 5,
Yeah.
but you end up setting up a business where all of your client base work 9 to 5,
Yeah.
then I'm sorry,
Yeah.
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 It's tough. Yeah.
It is tough, but like you say, you've got to. It all comes down to kind of what you want and what you're doing, but what you want out of it as well, isn't
Yeah,
it? So
yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great advice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we always do a quick fire business besties round.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask some questions really quickly, and you've got to answer them. So do you? It's not that fast.
As long as it's not maths, then I'll be fine.
Definitely not maths. Would you prefer an early start or a late finish?
Late finish.
Like as an event, early start, home with a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You prefer to
Defo.
stay later?
Oh, I hate staying late.
I'd prefer longer in bed.
Oh yeah.
That's my opinion.
I
love
hate
it.
staying late at work. Yeah.
Okay, what's your dream event to plan?
Taylor Swift's wedding.
Oh
like,
my god! Okay,
done.
please, that call's coming. What's your coffee order? Go-to coffee order?
Brown sugar oat shake and espresso from Starbucks.
Oh, I'm boring. Caramel latte.
Oh, both good. Your biggest business motivator?
Biggest business motivator. I'm like, my instinct is to say freedom, but I will never be free of this career that I've built. I think being able to experience things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds so cheesy, but
I mean, this was quick fire.
No, it's fine. You can elaborate.
We're going on like a dream trip in September. Like, we're going to Disney with our friends and doing loads of crazy stuff that is way out of our what's the word that I'm looking for?
Balance.
Yeah, it is. But we took a second when we booked that trip, and we were like, oh, we worked so hard for this. Like,
That's amazing.
Yeah, this
is what is motivating you, isn't it? Those experiences in life that you're getting to have because of what you've built.
Exactly.
Which is amazing.
It's not money.
No,
it's experience.
it's not.
It's experience.
Money helps.
But money affords
great thing to
those
have.
nice experiences.
Yeah. Okay, final one. One word to describe entrepreneurship.
Hard.
Yeah, I was going to say hard.
Really hard.
It's not a nice word, but I was going to say sacrifice, because you do, or sacrifice.
But that's a really honest representation of what it does actually mean. You're
100%.
totally right. Okay, before we finish, are you able to share what's next for Jayde Elise Events?
We have, what's our next event?
We're down in Bath this weekend.
Yes, we are in Bath.
We're down in Bath for
a business launch.
product activation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Which is nice. Different as well. So
Yeah,
compared to
something
what
different.
We don't normally do much corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate's often not very creative.
No.
But
This client is.
This client is,
fortunately.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. So that's hence probably why you're taking it on,
Yeah.
I suppose.
And we're very lucky. We've got a meeting in Monaco
yes.
at the end of this month.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So more abroad weddings this year
Yes.
are coming,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
kind of the dream. We want to kind of keep pushing that.
Yeah.
It is,
And we've
yeah.
got Lake Como as well this year.
Yes.
And a couple of, we've got quite a lot on, really, which is amazing.
Which,
It's really good.
you always have. But I can't wait to watch along. So where can our listeners or anyone watching find you if they want to kind of follow along on the journey or get in touch with you for an event or whatever? Where's your kind of place of choice? I know you've got the new website now as well.
Yes. Yeah, we do have the website.
Yep.
Instagram is the place, really,
Yeah, that's
which is Jayde Elise Events. Yeah,
Amazing.
that's where we are.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And WhatsApp.
We're such WhatsApp people.
I love
we
WhatsApp,
are, yeah.
We'll put all the handles and we'll put the links to the website and everything in the show notes. But just to say thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us on.
us.
No, you've been
It's been
amazing
great fun.
guests.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Thank
it.
you so much. Besties, how good was that conversation? Jayde and Joel's story is such a reminder that so many successful businesses don't start with a big plan. They start with a small idea and the willingness to just give it a go. From children's parties to luxury events, this is what growth really looks like. It evolves, it builds, and it becomes something bigger than you ever expected. And I think what this episode shows so clearly is that you don't need to have it all figured out at the beginning. You just need to start. If you love this episode, share it with a fellow business bestie and don't forget to follow or subscribe to the Business Besties Club podcast so you don't miss what's coming next. See you next time.